Okay, everybody. All right. So I think I need to balance some audio here before we really get into it. So can you guys talk for a moment?
Hello, hello, hello,
La,
hello.
la, la, la,
I'm
la.
talking,
Hello,
talking,
I'm
talking,
speaking.
talking.
I did not
Okay.
realize I did not have
All right.
script
All
muted.
right.
Okay.
Audio viewers,
EVV.
does this are our audio levels more or less balanced? I don't want to talk over
Is this
them. I don't want them
unlistenable?
talking over me.
Should we do
Is this
like a
unlistenable?
roundabout test table? Like a roundabout voice check with everyone?
Well, you guys are all just going in through like the same. So as long as you all sound the same to me, then that'll be
Okay.
Okay.
yeah. Because like
Sounds good.
okay.
Yeah.
No one has complained, at least in chat, so
That
I think
means we are perfect and have no
Yep.
flaws.
yes.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's move
No
over to the
hubris whatsoever.
let's move over to the
Hubris,
RPG
hardly know
stream
it.
room.
Yeah, do it, do it.
All right, we are there.
Ooh!
All
Here we
right.
are.
Hello, hello. Oh, pay no
Taking
attention
action.
to.
I just see Zed, which like I get that it just means oh Zed isn't here yet, but I like the implication that like hi the government is going to redact Zed the Zid by saying they're just
That is
missing in
redacted
action.
until further notice.
Yes, well, I wanted to have their I want Zed to feel like they are part of the stream, but they will
Yeah.
not be joining us yet, and I wanted to make that clear to the viewers that Zed is not in this call and not just being quiet. Zed
Yeah.
unfortunately cannot join us today, so I'm gonna have to get with Zed one-on-one to make their character.
You see, Zed is actually just an
Yes.
unlockable character. We just have not. We
We
haven't
ha-
seen enough
Challenger
levels.
approaching.
Yes. When we have enough viewers, we will unlock Zed, the Zwid, for the stream. So make
Yes.
sure that
That's how it
you follow and all of those things. Yes, that is
Mhm.
that is the
Make
game we
sure
are
to
playing.
like, subscribe, and make sure to like and subscribe and donate so we can unlock Zed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make sure to make us Twitch partners so we are able to donate the
Mhm.
benchmark.
Yes. So
I
we'll
mean,
talk
I'm
about,
a Twitch affiliate now. I got that.
mhm.
You guys can
That's
actually
pretty
sub to me now.
Right. So, I have a checklist of things for us to be going over today, for session 0, in order to keep us on track. So the first thing on the checklist is just for us to introduce ourselves to everyone. So, I mean, this is my channel, so I think most people probably know who I am, but we have a lot more viewers than normal, so maybe not.
Because D&D.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. So we probably have some first-time viewers. So I guess I was going to say I'll go last, but I guess I'll go first. So, hello everyone in chat. My name is KB. I will be the game master for this stream that you are watching. Oh, this is not my normal outfit. Salabasama there in chat, or seems to be in the YouTube chat right now, has crafted this amazing Dungeon Master's robe for me for this series of streams. So thank you for that, Sala. But yes, so this is the 0th session of a Dungeons & Dragons campaign that I will be running for all of these fine people. I've been running Dungeons & Dragons in some edition or another for hold on, how old am I? 14 billion years minus the first.
Like I'm gonna say like more than 2.
Yeah, so I've been GMing for more than 10 years. So I think I more or less know what I'm doing. Yeah. So
Yeah, something we could do maybe in future, because I noticed we don't have it. We could probably have like a little pronoun thing underneath our characters, just so like people don't get confused.
Oh yeah,
That could work.
I can add that next to like our Twitter names and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Especially because, like, I'm pretty sure half
And
of
thank you,
this
Sala,
party
for
is
subscribing
Midas.
on YouTube. All right, so how about we just go like, down the row. So Viv,
Oh,
how about you
hello.
introduce yourself?
Of course. My name is Vivienne, and I'm a fairy. I have my own Twitch channel. God, I can't speak at the moment. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Don't know what else to say. Oh, I'm a self-made VTuber. I drew my own model, and I do art on stream sometimes. I also drew the PNGs for the two people on the right there.
Hello.
Yes, hello. And yeah, that's basically it. Vivian. I feel so awkward right now. Oh my gosh.
And for
I'm
the
trying.
purpose, and for the chat, what are your pronouns?
Oh, she, her.
All right.
If it wasn't already obvious because of my titty.
Lux.
Lux?
Well,
Lux?
sometimes you can have them as Lux. I'm not. Hello? Oh, am I not?
Hello.
Hello?
Discord
Yeah,
kind
we
of
can
fucked
hear
up a
you. We
little.
can hear
Am
you.
I?
It seemed like you were talking, and then, like, it just all
Discord.
caught up.
I was talking. Discord really hates me. That's my introduction. Hi, I'm Lux. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a vampire. I'm very dumb. I have one working brain cell, and half the time it doesn't work. And I am ready to have a very good time, and also pan endlessly.
This is true. They've shoved me in so many lockers. I am sending out so much help letters. But piggybacking off of that, hi, I'm Pan. I'm just your local deer boy wizard who lives in his cool wizard tower, when not plagued by Lux to go into the locker dimension. Yeah, so far I have not done streams on my own. I've mostly been piggybacking off of Viv, who's also done my icon.
Yeah.
But yeah, uh, I'm just here and I'm having a good time. Also, I'm he him.
Okay.
All right, I guess that leaves me. Hi, howdy, y'all. I'm Deeds. I'm a Unity developer and a very infrequent VTuber. But mostly I've been a player in KB's games for I think most of that like 8 years now. It's scary to say.
Mhm.
He's never let me down. Never let me down before. So let's see. I'm pretty excited for what he's got this time.
Awesome.
All right. Excellent. Okay, so that is who we are. So first of all, I do want to address the elephant in the room, which is the little tip jar at the bottom of the map. Any donations that I receive during these D&D streams, which you can donate at Streamlabs, at my Streamlabs, any donations I receive during these D&D games will be set aside and used exclusively for commissioning artists to create custom artwork for monsters, NPCs, player characters, and potentially like music, custom battle music, and things like that. So, I mean, depending on how much we get, and things like that.
That would be really cool.
Yes, because like I like using music in my my live games, but because of Twitch, because we're on Twitch, we're gonna be limited to like video game soundtracks.
Yeah.
Which is cool, and there's a lot of variety there. But so if we receive any donations, which I'm not begging for, but just if you do, just know any donations will be set aside specifically for commissioning artists for custom content to make the stream better.
Yeah.
That is the goal with those donations. Okay, so that is number 2 on my checklist marked off. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the Roll20 game that you guys are on. This is this game, which you may have seen when you entered, was called Worlds of Heroic Adventure. Now, Worlds of Heroic Adventure was originally a placeholder name for the custom setting the homebrew, world I was developing.
Yeah.
And then I never thought of a better name, and now I've just been using it so much that it's probably not going to change. So it's a placeholder that, through the sheer power of inertia, is now just an actual name.
It sure is still placed there to this day.
Yes.
It's a placeholder.
Yes, it is a placeholder. But this World of Heroic Adventure is part of an experiment, we could say, that I am working on. I have 4 different campaigns currently going on in this world. You will be the 5th.
Ooh.
All of these campaigns exist
Number 5.
Yes, lucky number 5. And so the current campaigns that are going on, which those other 5 games are all, or other 4 games, I should say, are all private games off stream. Well, 2 of them are play-by-post, and 2 of them are live. But those games are Blood and Bronze, which is currently in the city of Ebonmore, right here.
Ooh.
Out of Balance, which is the other live game, which has left this Y on this map here, and are currently in Shahar, preparing to go to this Y here. That is why my map is covered in Ys. That has that to do with that campaign. And then A Fox's Tale is currently going on right down here in the Dark Forest. And Dragon Song has currently gone to the city of Dragondale.
Cool.
All of these campaigns exist in a continuous now, and if things go according to my plan, you will probably cross over with at least one of them at some point in this campaign.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I hope Deeves is like not a part of it, so he's like, all right, I have to multi-track roleplay.
Now, Deeves is not
Yeah,
actually in any of these campaigns.
Okay.
But I do have some characters some players who are in multiple ones. So that is possible and legal and has special rules which come up. Although they don't know all of those rules yet.
You forced me to kill myself. My other character.
Forbidden crossover.
I'm sorry, me, but you've gone too far and you have to die.
I mean, actually, one of the characters from the Out of Balance campaign did try to kill the main character from the A Fox's Tale campaign.
Oh my god.
Because their backstories were intertwined. Long story. Maybe you'll get to meet one of them and hear that story someday. Or you can always talk about it in the tavern on the Discord. But...
Alright.
But, yeah, so that is the thing, and so there is an overarching meta plot that is connecting all of these campaigns together. How much this game, necessarily ties into that is going to be up to you. I'm only asking for, 12 sessions from you guys, more or less.
Okay.
After which time you will have reached the ending of, the first arc, and... If you hate playing with me and don't want to continue playing in my world anymore, then we can go our own separate ways. Or you can, take the red pill and follow me down this rabbit hole.
Of course.
But you don't need to make that
Personally,
decision.
I will probably keep following you, KB. I trust you and your DM wisdoms.
I certainly hope so.
Directly at the shiny Wooloo.
You are probably more of an experienced DM than anyone we've played D&D with, so
Well,
we've all been playing this for a year, or how many years has it been? Gosh, I don't know.
We've been playing for or at least with Oz, we've been playing for 3 years.
Oh wow.
Maybe almost 4
Yeah,
years.
like on and off, it's been about
Well, no,
I
I
didn't
on and off,
realize,
it's been
no,
about
me and you have been playing a lot
3 or 4
longer.
years.
Mm,
Because for us, I think it's about 6 years.
wow.
Yeah.
Because you gotta
Yeah.
include the Monster of the Week era.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't. We have to. Obligated backstory lore.
Of course.
Right. Now, that actually does bring up the next thing on my checklist. You were saying that I'm an experienced GM, but that means I have a certain, style. I mean, I'm very flexible as a GM. I've run lots of different games, and I've run lots of different types of campaigns. I've run, really grueling campaigns, and I've also done really, like, more lighthearted things as well.
Okay.
But I am trying to maintain a sort of style within this experiment, this big shared world. So a few things to know about my campaigns. Firstly, I roll all of my attacks and damage in the open.
Okay.
I use Roll20, and when a monster makes an attack roll, you will see it. I can pull one up. I can pull up the boss that they fought
Oh.
in.
Is it they?
Yes.
Yes!
So, like, now you won't actually see this because I will be using a different. So I probably shouldn't be showing this on stream, but it's okay. Normally,
okay,
you will not see the monster's character sheet, but you will see its attacks. So if I cast Train of Thoughts, this will pop up in full view of everyone. You'll see the damage and what these NDCs and things like that. So
Okay.
this means that I can't fudge a roll. So I can't say, you know what, he only did 5 psychic damage. Because you all see, no, he rolled really badly and he did 6 psychic damage.
Yeah. Okay.
So that means that while I'm not necessarily always gunning for player death, it happens, and sometimes, the dice have decided.
Okay.
Because I am rolling in the open. It's been a long time since I've had a player character die, but we will be starting at level 1, and crits happen.
Yeah.
So
I am prepared.
So be aware that if your character makes it to level 3, they'll probably be okay, as long as you don't do anything really stupid. But you do have to get to level 3.
Looks away
Okay.
nervously.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Like,
All right.
KB, you're really asking a lot of me here to not make stupid decisions.
And for me, the rest could be
I
a
mean,
lot
sometimes the
better.
stupid decisions pay off, don't they?
And
Oh, yeah.
sometimes in your
Directly
area.
at Dib and Fire.
Okay,
yeah.
shush.
Creator in chat, who is one of the players in the Fever Swamp campaign that I ran for a long time, says I almost got Kildrak, and he was level 8, I think, at the time. I could have killed him, but I wanted to kill him with a specific ability that would have let me immediately raise him as a vampire. And
Ooh.
because I gave him 1 extra turn of unconsciousness, he did not die. I could have blasted him, but I wanted to turn him into a vampire to, like, wipe the rest of the party, and because of that, he didn't die.
I just wanted to kill more people.
Yeah. But,
So you'll save us from death if only the result is a fate worse than death.
If there was a net positive
Mhm.
death toll.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, yes, indeed.
If
Okay.
the tragedy is net positive, then
Yes.
Then we have made profit.
All right. Next thing on the checklist, house rules. So the first thing, this is gonna... I'm not using a ton of house rules at this time in this world, although there are some that I would like to have maybe wished I had implemented, but now I'm 5 campaigns in, all running at once, and so Too late now.
Yeah.
But there are some house rules that are in effect. First of all characters will be created using 46 keep 3 arrange to taste for
Okay.
stats.
All right.
Perfect.
So no point buy, no alternative character generation systems. You roll 46, keep 3, 6 times, and then you can arrange them as you like.
Awesome.
The second, and this is the larger house rule, is in my campaigns, there is an additional skill proficiency. This skill proficiency is tactics, and it is typically an int-based check.
Okay.
It's a new intelligence-based skill called tactics.
Interesting.
Now, the way I look at the D&D classes is every class in D&D is effectively a combat style, right? Because
Yeah.
there is no class in D&D that cannot fight. Therefore, any class can take tactics.
Mhm.
So the new skill is on the class list for every class. So you can always choose to take it instead of one of your other skills. So
Okay.
if you're making a fighter, I think you get to like choose 2 from a list. Tactics is on that list, no matter what class you're picking. And you can also take it as a background if it's an appropriate seeming background.
Now, what does
it do?
Now, what would be the example of, yeah, like if you asked me to roll tactics, what context would that usually be in?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that is the most important part. Why do we care about this new skill? So here are there are a few different ways you can use it. Firstly, I've seen it used in a lot of skill challenges to represent the character using tactical knowledge or understanding of what the enemy might be doing in terms of patrols and things like that. So in the Fever Swamp campaign, which was not in this world, but was the campaign I ran before I started this world, the wizard had the tactics skill, and they used that when they were sneaking through. When there was a skill challenge where they were trying to avoid necromancer. They were trying to avoid patrols of undead while they were sneaking through a undead infested city.
Okay.
So they were using tactics checks in that skill challenge in order to predict where the patrols would be and how they were communicating and things like that.
Okay.
So skill challenges.
So it's kind of like an insight check, except like specifically about like battle maneuvers.
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay.
one thing it can be used for. A second thing it can be used for is exclusively in the situation where you are ambushing your opponent. So when your enemy is surprised and you are initiating combat, if you are proficient in tactics, you may roll tactics instead of dexterity for your initiative.
Oh. Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't come up often. Also because, the characters who tend to be doing ambushes tend to be like rogues, so they usually have a pretty high dex anyway. But
yeah, true.
But
They're
it
also
does.
considered the wizard.
Yes, but also a wizard with tactics may, arrange an ambush. Yeah,
I like it.
It's something that's really good when you can use it. So the requirement there is that you have to be ambushing the opponent.
Yeah.
And then there is one more thing that the tactics check does, and this is, I think, the biggest thing. And it goes into how I run boss fights. So how I run boss encounters is I make a lot of homebrew bosses with, as you get higher and higher level, they're going to have more complex abilities which synergize in different ways. And on your turn, as a free action, this doesn't cost any of your action economy, you can make a tactics check, or in some rare cases, an arcana check or nature check, depending on the nature of the boss, in order to learn one of its abilities.
Oh, okay.
So since I've already shown it on stream, and so the cat is out of that bag, if I pull up Ignorance, the Void of Knowledge again, at the beginning of the fight with Ignorance, I told the players, basically, I gave them this information. I did tell them that because of its veil of ignorance, the difficulty to know about it was extra hard. But then I just told them it has these abilities. It has power of mind, clash of intellect, touch of forgetfulness, train of thought, shatter the mind, legendary resistance some number of times per day. It has damage vulnerabilities, damage resistance, damage immunities, condition immunities,
Oh, okay, so like
extra
vague-
senses.
You just know what they're called, but what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I will try. And if they use, say, shatter the mind, before you've identified it, you'll see things like the damage rolls and things, but I will try to be as vague as possible about what the requirements and triggers and things of abilities are until you have identified them. Now, some will be easier than others, because I think Shatter the Mind is just like, it can cast Mind Sliver as a bonus action, so, that's not very complicated. But some things will be more difficult to parse than others, or have triggers or things like that. So it's a free action on your turn to make a tactics check, and then I will tell you what they do. So, they used one of theirs to identify Power of Mind, and then I would just go over here, and I would click Power of Mind, and it would fill up in chat. Ignorance is a 15th level spellcaster with a variety of mind-affecting and mind-controlling spells. As an action, it can cast one of its leveled spells. However, if it casts a leveled spell on one turn, it cannot cast a leveled spell on the following turn. And then the player characters would know that information and can react their strategy appropriately. Or they might want to identify what are its, what I tell them it has an immunity, then they have to make a tactics check in order to learn.
To make sure what is that immunity.
Right.
Okay. I like it.
Mm-hmm. So when you're making your characters, if it may be worthwhile to consider taking the proficiency in
tactics.
In tactics. Okay. So now I can reveal the name, working title of this campaign that we're going to make characters for today.
Mm-hmm.
The name of this campaign, although I'm willing to workshop it, is The Vault of King Midas.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting.
I am big interested.
I like it. I'm liking this.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess this is going to be a minor spoiler for session 1, but in session 1, you're going to find a map, and that map will lead you to an island, or it will lead you to several islands, which will have the various keys that you need in order to open the vault.
Ooh.
The campaign will be
okay.
The campaign, the ending point of the campaign, which I anticipate will take us about 12 sessions, although everything always takes, twice as long, so who knows. The arc of the campaign is you gathering these keys and opening the vault and finding the treasure within.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, so this is the Vault of King Midas, Session 0.
This is
all right.
Perfect.
So as you all know, although chat may not be as aware, this campaign is going to be sea-focused. You are going to be coming out of the city of Muhit on the island of Istaban.
Oh.
And you are going to be setting...
Okay.
And you will be...
Right.
Oh, Muhik. Muhit.
Muhit.
Muhit?
That's a T. Muhit.
Okay, Muhit.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Off
it.
the island of Istaban. and you will be joining on a ship and going on adventures. I guess you can already see like the islands and the GM lair. But
Oh.
so
We all
this
know the
is
secrets.
yeah. Well, I mean,
know
there are
everything.
there are 4 points of interest, I guess. Now this
Yeah.
map. I do want to say that this map is not intended to be a complete world map. There are blanks on this world map that are intentionally not filled in.
Okay.
This island, though, which is going to be the starting point of the campaign, has a ruling class of minotaurs. Although there are people from all walks, all manner of species who live here. There's probably more humans than there are minotaurs, but the minotaurs are like the
elite.
The elite, and they make up most of the merchant and noble classes. But also, of course, it's a seaport, so you can be from anywhere else in the world, or from one of the nations which are not even on this world map. This region map, I should say.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Someone has added a fairy.
Gee, I wonder who that was.
Anyway, so so the first so the first question though I want to ask, so this is a seafaring game, and that's kind of not up for debate at this point. The question though is that I'm leaving to the players before, and we need to decide this before we make characters, because it's going to affect what kind of PCs we can make. Is we be pirates? Question mark.
I am a staunch and firm proponent of being pirates, but if nobody else wants to be a pirate, I will begrudgingly accept this. However, I am pro-pirate.
I am also pro-pirate, so
Yeah, I'm pro-pirate.
For me, it's like,
why not?
Yeah, pirates what I get. That's what I expected.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I asked was because the main arc of the campaign did not require piracy to be like on your table.
Now, I am
because
curious, though, are there any pros and cons of not be a pirate versus not pirate?
Well, only that if you are pirates, then you need to make characters who are okay with theoretical piracy.
Okay, I didn't know if there was like any like.
If you are, because like you can't have a I don't know, Oath of the Crown paladin on your pirate ship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you are pirates, that limits your, morality in more ways than if you were sailors.
I mean, I will say, regardless of whether we're pirates or not, my character would be. So we will have one person capable of piracy regardless.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of it's funny. The restriction kind of goes like only in the other direction, because you can be a right bastard and be on a normal sailing ship, but you can't really be a shining beacon of good pirate on a pirate ship.
Yeah. No lawful good pirates. That doesn't exist.
Like, frankly, I think the whole lawful side is probably not gonna work on the alignment chart here.
Yeah. I think we can like the most we could get is chaotic good Robin Hood type sort of pirate. That's it.
That would exactly be my pirate the thing though.
Ooh.
Don't steal my ideas.
Okay, I won't
have them.
Okay. Okay.
Lex, don't spoil the ideas that I'm making up right now.
Literally.
All right. So, good news. Or it sounds like we've reached unanimous decisions that we be pirates. So
we be pirates.
So now we must create our pirates.
Yes.
All right. So first thing is first, I am going to give you each control of the character sheets, which I have
Yes.
set aside. Okay. In Player's Journal. Lux. Edited and controlled by Lux. Tis done. Pan.
Ooh. Yes.
In
Control.
Pan's
Give it to
journal.
me.
Controlled by
I would like to edit my
Pan.
edit my sheet directly. Thank you.
Zed is not here. Thieves. Edited and controlled by Thieves. And Vivienne. Edited and controlled by Vivienne. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You should now all have access to your character sheets.
Yes.
Yes.
So now
Yes.
we must roll stats.
Right.
All right. So I'm
As-
gonna roll. Yeah. So
Hmm?
where do you want to roll us to roll
Uh,
that? Like, are you a physical dice? Do you want us to do on the roll 20?
I would like you to do it on the roll 20 because then it will show up for the viewers.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want us to go in like any? don't know,
Let's go one at a
order?
time so we don't all get.
Yeah.
Do you want to just go like the same order we introduced ourselves?
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Okay.
I'll go
I was
first.
about to say, can we do one at one
Mm-hmm.
one at a time? Otherwise, my ADHD will be confused at all of the numbers.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Okay. Here's my first roll then.
Alrighty.
Oh no.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
10.
15.
15. A good roll.
A 13. That's
All right.
decent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another 10. Oh no.
Average.
Oh!
Ah!
A 7.
that
Well,
minus
you're
2.
Gonna have a dump stat somewhere.
So is that gonna be in the int, strength, or wisdom?
God, I don't know.
One more.
Ah!
So you're gonna be good at like 2 things.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Jack of 2 trades, master of nothing.
Now there's a lot of
got that
classes
like-
that you can. There's a lot of classes that you can make work with just 2 good stats.
Oh, you can.
So
As long as you're not doing paladin, which good thing we basically
yeah.
agreed like none of us are gonna be paladin, right?
Yeah, none of us are gonna be paladin.
I mean, you could be the right type of paladin, but
Oh, I know there's different types of paladin other than like,
Mhm.
hello, I am
Evil,
the
rel-
paladin. But like
evil religion.
Mhm.
my oath is give me your money.
Yes. And Blood of Bronze has
Your money for Jesus.
an evil undead paladin. You running around in it. Anyway, all right. Lux, let's get your stats.
Oh man, here we go.
Here we go.
46k 3. I'll just copy this and
Mhm.
let's see. Oh, it's taking a very long time for my dice to be rolled. Oh,
Ooh. Good start.
Good start.
Good start.
Oh.
Well, Lux is
Am
just
I
gonna
gonna
be
have another Thorn
MVP.
Valentine where I just have busted ass stats?
I don't know.
I
You
mean,
can
you're-
Atticus and take all our good stats.
You're decent so far.
Mm-hmm.
Decent. Oh!
Ooh!
Oh! I can't
Whammy.
believe Drew is going to be incredibly stupid.
Or hear me out. Hear me out. Be dexterous as fuck, but scrawny arms.
Honestly, I might just be a baby twink again.
The ultra twig.
The ultimate twig.
I thought that Aurelia was bad with -1 strength, but damn, this is so good.
This is amazing.
At least you're good
These are
at,
the
like,
best.
a shitload
no.
of things to compensate.
Not gonna lie, these are the best stats I've ever rolled. Just because I get that 5
monkey.
in there with the 5 monkey brain with the rest of the really good stats. Like,
The 5
315s,
is like a
one
fucking
5.
monkey's paw of like, you'll have the best stats you'll ever have.
Jack of some trades.
Jack of most trades. Alright.
All right.
Alright, come on, Pan.
Pop.
Ooh.
Hey!
Oh,
Nice
nice.
start. A 16.
I could have copy pasted this so I can.
No, you can just hit up on the arrow key. And it'll
Mhm.
type whatever you type last.
Oh?
Yeah.
Alright, 11.
11.
11.
11.
12.
Ooh.
Shut
Oh,
Ooh.
Wait, is that 5 or 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your 6.
Oh boy!
Oh boy! We're all getting dump stats! This is interesting.
I love us. We are going to be the most balanced party because we're all going to be like, okay, which one of us is going to be very low in intelligence? Which one of us is going to be low at strength?
We're all gonna be
We'll-
equally bad.
We're going to be equally bad. We'll all have one bad trait, but we'll make sure another party member evens it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right. Deeves, you're up.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Okay, 11,
Average.
13.
All right. Ooh, a 16.
Hey, at least me and you, we got our 16s, you know?
A dump.
There's the dump.
Okay, 9.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. That's not terrible.
And 10. Pretty mixed bag.
Interesting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 6. Yeah. Pretty average, but you got a 16 in there.
Yeah,
you're
like,
probably
us
gonna
is
want to
like-
play something that's pretty, one stat dependent with that spread, but you can make it work.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah. So next thing is
Got a feeling barbarians in my future.
Yeah.
Smash, smash, smash.
Yeah. So the let's see. Let me just save this and then I will throw it up on the Roll20. Just save this capture and then I gotta minimize a bunch of windows. Okay. So here is the list of
Ooh.
races which are common in my setting.
Okay.
Now, some of you have seen this before, but I'll go through them again. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. If you want to play something else, something weird, I am totally cool with that.
Okay.
But these are like the ones I was kind of like leaning towards making common, at least over on the other continent. So humans, you could play either the variant human with feats or the normal human if you have a lot of odd stats and you would rather do the normal human. I don't care which one you use. You can use either one. Elves, wood elves, and high elves are the same species. They're not like distinct. They're just like different classes within the same culture.
Yeah.
It's just more. It's more of a background mingled with your race. Vampire, undead, which is like if you want to be a skeleton boy. Centaurs, minotaurs.
Ooh.
Minotaurs are, as I said, the dominant race on the island that you're sailing
Okay.
out from, and they have a.
Sorry, I died for a little while. Can we back up a tad?
Oh, sure,
Oh, yeah.
sure. What would
Yeah.
you like me to back up to?
Last thing that happened, Dave rolled the stats and was saying he had a vibe for something, and then I was stuck in the locker dimension.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so
I'm so sorry, you were not supposed to be there.
basically I just brought up the list of common races again, which I'm now showing on the Roll20.
Yeah.
So humans, elves, vampires, undead, centaurs. It would be very unusual for a centaur to be all the way out here. It's on a sailing ship. They live over here on the Ixian plains. And they have like their own culture and things. It would be very weird to be a centaur over here, but I won't disallow it. Player characters are weird.
That they are.
Haha. I look at my
Minotaurs.
character list ideas.
Minotaurs, as I said, are the dominant race on the island you'll be sailing out from, and they do have a very rich seafaring culture. So Minotaurs are, very on theme.
Yeah.
Tieflings exist, so you can play a tiefling. Kobolds, orcs. Orcs have the stats of the half-orc from the player's handbook, but there are no half-orcs, there are just orcs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But they are people, and you can not, mindless monsters. So you can play an orc. The Daughters of Skaha are Amazon Vikings.
Ooh.
Giant Norse women of incredible strength. And animal spirits. Animal spirits are a entirely homebrew race. They are fae spirits which have chosen to be born into the body of an animal. And their basic thing is that you choose one animal, and you can like switch back and forth between that animal and your human form as an action. It is not like wild shape. You can go back and forth between either form at will without expending resources. But that means that you have just one hit point pool. You don't like. It's not like wild. It's not like wild shape where you turn into the thing and you get a bunch of temporary hit points.
You don't get like a shitload of temporary HP. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, you're now you, but as a rat.
Right. So like mechanically speaking, your stats and stuff don't change, but you gain like if your if your animal has claws, then you gain like its claws and its multi-attack or whatever. Or if it has a fly speed, you can fly. If it has a burrow speed, you can burrow. If it's got a swim speed, you can swim.
Okay.
So, but mostly it's for like the narrative, the fictional positioning of being that animal. So like you could turn into a rat, and then now you can fit in things that rats can fit into, and things that are going to ignore a rat, like people in the city, are going to ignore you. So you can go and sneak around and be a rat.
Okay, but what if I wanted to switch into a rat and then spread the bubonic plague?
Well,
then you'd have to be dealing with the bubonic plague.
You would have to have inflicted yourself with the bubonic plague, and your human form would not necessarily be immune.
Listen, I have bubonic plague fleas that don't infect me. However, I would like to cause problems.
Me when I am a paladin who wants evil.
Yeah. So the only restriction on like the animal spirits is if you want to be an animal that is exceedingly large, like an elephant or a blue whale or something like that.
Yeah.
You have to start as like a child version of that. And as you level up, maybe you can then turn into the adult form of that thing. That's the one little bit of balance. But that means if you want to be a flying animal, you can be a flying animal. We have one of those in the Out of Balance game. Sala, who made my
character.
So the Sala, who made my DM robes, he's playing a magpie animal spirit.
Oh, that's adorable.
Mm-hmm. And he tried to murder the main character of A Fox's Tale, who is a fox animal spirit, because that fox ate a magpie that happened to be his mother.
Oh no!
That's adorable.
Yes.
Oh,
But,
no.
I mean, his mother was like an ordinary magpie? Because that's how animal spirits work.
Right, because they just go like,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
like he was a fey spirit, and then he's like, I want to be a bird now. So then he like flew in
Oh my
and
god, my bird
possessed
mom's
a...
dead.
Yes.
Oh, my bird mom.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So he went on a twisted quest for revenge, and they had a crossover, and they fought on the anime cliffs of Consequence, and
I love it.
and
I've seen the
he
episode,
left
okay.
her for dead, but she survived. But he doesn't know she's alive. So I'm looking forward to eventually that being a thing again. But yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So animal spirits. And like I said, I'm on board if you want to be something else. If you want to be a mermaid, I will make that happen. You know, I just don't have that prepared right now, but I will make it be prepared. The only thing that I ask is that you do not ask to be a Muppet, because I have stats for the Muppet Born homebrew rules. I didn't make them, but I have them. And it was really hard for me not to put them on the list. And if you ask, I will, but I don't want to. But I won't be able to resist.
No.
But I will not be able to resist.
Man.
So I ask that you do not ask.
I like how this is an issue that's come up repeatedly in your games. This is like,
Like, I remember this conversation popping
Like,
up.
KB, at this point, I'm kind of thinking maybe deep down you want someone to be Muppet born.
No, I think KB wants to play a Muppet Born and wants it to be a surprise for his fellow players.
Oh my god.
KB is not commenting on any of these suspicions.
Stop talking. I said no more questions.
No more questions. Yeah.
so we're
said-
playing
Kermit the
in
Frog
Muppet
to
Man,
be inside the
Rat
Midas vault.
Pirates, and a Muppet Born. Got it.
We're a full
Okay.
Muppet Party Pirates
Muppet Treasure
squad. That was so hard
Island.
to say.
Yes,
Muppet Treasure
whatever you just
Island.
said,
Let's
yes.
go.
Oh my god.
If
But
you
it's
put that
KB,
forward, I
Muppet
would not
Treasure
be able
Island
to
can be
resist.
Tim
So
Curry.
this is my weakness. Okay, so
Alright.
with that in mind, so now we should probably talk in more general terms, like what kind of characters you guys want to make. Now that you've seen the species options, but also you have your
Yeah.
stats, so you can like start making some race class combinations. What you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have like a question about like the Minotaurs. Like you mentioned like they're like the dominant race on that island. What exactly does that mean? Does that mean that there's just like a lot of them, or are they like treated like nobility or something?
Okay, so that's a good question. So by dominant race, I meant that they are probably not the most populous. I think probably humans outnumber them in terms of like raw population, but
Yeah.
they make up most of the upper class. So the nobility is 100%
Ooh.
Minotaur, and the merchant class there's a lot of wealthy Minotaur families. A lot of the people who own the ships are Minotaurs. They have the old money and the old power.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cause like my like the only little bit of character concept that I like had in mind while we were like talking about this game happening is I just wanted to be a fucking Minotaur. So
Mm-hmm.
now that I know that, I have like some ideas for it, and I think that could be fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Would you mind?
Um,
May I see them?
I'm thinking like I gotta think like because like if it's like a nobility, but we're also pirates, then that
Mhm.
could be kind of like a mafia gang kind of thing. Maybe
Oh, I
that's
was
what I'm
also-
thinking.
I was
Mm-hmm.
also thinking of like the classic like Disney princess who wants more situation. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
I have the old money, but what if I want to get my fast fortune?
Yeah.
Or another thing you could consider is it's very classic, but like, yes, my family has a lot of money, but I'm like the fourth, fifth, sixth child. I'm not going to
Oh,
inherit
yeah.
I'm not going to inherit any of it. but I can like use my name and like martial training to
I
go
can
out and
sure
like instead of
exploit
going
it.
out and being like a mercenary, you go out and say I'm gonna go join a pirate crew, and if I'm gonna seek my
Yeah.
fortune, and then I'll come back with a bunch of gold and buy a mansion.
I like it.
It'll
I like
buy
that a
out
lot.
my
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
hmm So like yeah, so you could do like a minotaur with like the noble background.
Yeah.
hmm And I think that would fit. That would fit nicely.
And I'm
Hmm.
gonna be a huge fucking bitch. That's it.
So like high strength build then.
I mean, I think so. Maybe
Mhm.
that's kind of what came to mind when I thought of Minotaur. But like,
Mhm.
I don't know. If we're like going nobility, then I think it would actually be kind of funny to like play like a more magic based
Yeah,
sort of
no,
build.
honestly, I could see like
Mhm.
the idea of like um either maybe sorcerer or wizard like that angle working really well.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Because sorcerer with the themes of entitlement, or wizard of just in the sense of like, oh, I know shit.
Yeah.
I know how to get like. I could see like either enchantment being a good class like thing to go and then to strive for, just for, like the idea of like getting on people's good sides
Yeah.
or like stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I there are multiple different Minotaur races that have been published for 5th edition. So I'm gonna just send you a
Oh.
link to
Yeah,
the
perfect.
one that I'm using. Or
Perfect.
rather, I'm just gonna
Is it like a UA or
copy
just
and
a
paste it.
replica one?
I honestly don't remember. I just copied it into my OneNote for the
Super
campaign
valid.
setting.
Good.
So I'm just gonna
Because I know one
drop
of them
that
can
in
jump,
the
the other
Discord channel.
cannot.
Ooh.
So
All right.
yeah, so Minotaurs, you get strength +2, con +1. Um, you have horns, which are like natural weapons. Goring Rush, which means if you have to use the dash action, you can make a bonus action attack with your horns.
Ooh, I love it.
Hammering Horns immediately after you hit a creature with a melee attack as part of an attack action on your turn. You can use a bonus action to attempt to shove that target with your horns. And then there's like stuff.
Okay.
You gain proficiency with either intimidation or persuasion. And you're immune to the maze spell.
I love that.
So I would say if any specific situation you've been casted mazed on, you don't have to worry about it. I've only been casted mazed on me once as a wizard, but I counterspelled it, so it was okay.
It's
Perfect.
that's just a little ribbon ability, really, but
Yeah.
you know,
I
it's
love
a little bit
that
of
so
flavor.
much, though.
A little bit of flavor. Right.
All right.
So yeah, obviously mechanically that doesn't necessarily mesh well, but I love the idea of like a Minotaur spellcaster of some sort.
Yeah.
hmm
If you're interested in like a cleric or warlock, we can talk about the gods and the packs.
Ooh,
At some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will consider that. I'm still thinking. Like let's
Right.
go around the team and see what else everyone has.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I know.
yeah.
I know
Pan,
if
you
anyone
have
wanted
ideas.
some more time to think, I have ideas.
Yeah, talk.
I have
Um.
ideas
Oh. Okay.
Oh, Lux, you are very
also,
laggy.
but they're
Also,
very stupid, so I'll wait.
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Well, let's
Uh,
hear Pan first because Pan has been bursting at the seams to talk.
I've been waiting very patiently. I said not waiting
Mhm.
patiently.
Yeah.
So I think the most fitting type character I had in mind for this game, uh, you may be surprised because since I gave the example of a rat for the animal spirits, but I'm totally thinking of a rat animal spirit person,
Mm-hmm.
who is just a rat girl who is there to cause problems on purpose.
Ooh. I have an idea. I
Go.
love the idea that your rat was your animal spirit was born from a ship rat. And
yeah,
then
exactly. Oh
yes,
yeah, for sure.
yes, and like so, like you spent your childhood as a Fey rat before you transformed into a human the first time, just like on board a ship, and
Yeah,
then like one day you just like turned into a human and joined the crew.
yeah. No. I know the sort of brain route I have for her. Which by the way,
Mm-hmm.
in my notes I have named her Rosie because I thought that was just a cute name.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Rosie the
is
rat.
maybe making her eventually go to Arcane Trickster because
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I feel like the vibe of her is not necessarily like, Yahar, I'm a pirate, I'm gonna steal your shit. It's like, no, no, no. I'm here to cause rat problems.
Mm-hmm.
I
um,
love it.
and piracy is a good excuse of doing that in a very whimsical way. Um,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
right circumstances. And I definitely think like with rat stuff. Um,
Centaur.
Mostly because I wanted to play my brain was thinking like a lot of the gods in the setting seem to have a Greek theme, and my brain was
Mm-hmm.
like Poseidon. Poseidon is god of the sea, and
Mm-hmm.
comma horses.
This is true. This is true.
um, so like this one's a bit more of a vague idea, but like the idea of like a centaur navigator who could
Mm-hmm.
either be like a ranger, maybe cleric, or storm sorcerer. That one's a bit more open in the air. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I just like the idea of like, ah, yes, horse, horse. Um,
Horse is a horse,
and
of course, of course.
I feel like the last applicable idea, because I was thinking of the lore bear wizard.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's piratey. I don't see that in my brain, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
consider the lore bear.
Mm-hmm.
But my last consideration is a trident fighter, uh, who
He fights
my
lots of
goal with
tridents.
her would be when I can get to level 3, because that's how I think about with all my characters.
That's valid.
Um,
That's valid. Most characters aren't like, themselves until level 3, really.
Yeah.
because I just like the idea of a cavalier that uses a seahorse. Uh,
That's so cute.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did think of because I remember KB saying a while back of we'd be starting at level 1, and I was sort of afraid that they would keep saying that. Uh, but regardless, I like the idea of her maybe being a part of like a trident or tridon like military force, but that didn't really work out for her because it just doesn't vibe with her, and then she didn't
Yeah.
know what to do with herself. And it's like, fuck, I'm in a life of crime now, I can't go back.
Yeah.
I'm in too deep is not in deep at all. um and the goal to maybe like get a seahorse as like a sort of sign of like, yes, I've gotten back my status to me.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Mm-hmm.
that, actually.
Yeah.
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 So I think considering my vibes and how much I talked about it, I think it's really a toss between Bastard Rat and Anxious Fish.
Cool. Well, maybe you can think on that a little bit more, and we'll see which one vibes with the other two sort of player characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So, Deeves, Lux, which one of you wants to share your thoughts next?
Okay, this is gonna. I was thinking lawful neutral vampire paladin.
Ooh.
Okay, I see we are having Paladin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you care to elaborate?
Interesting.
I was
So
I
I
was
was
also
thinking
going to ask about vampire lore because
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
how bad is it before I
Yeah.
commit?
Okay. So, vampire. Okay. Vampires do not have most. If as you're playing a level 1 vampire, you will not have most of the vampire weaknesses, but you also don't have the vampire like superpowers.
Yeah.
If you want to gain vampire superpowers as you get stronger, you can. That is possible within the game through certain. There are certain actions you can take, and your character will have to research and learn them. That will increase your vampire-ness separate from your character level. But every time you gain like more vampire powers, you also gain more of the vampire weaknesses. So as as just the vampire race, here's what you get. You get +1 int, +2 charisma. You get dark vision, 60 feet. You get resistance to necrotic damage. And you gain bloodthirst, which allows you to you can bite someone who is grappled, incapacitated, or restrained as a melee attack, and drink their blood, which deals some damage to them and heals you back. But it's not a very good attack because you can't use it against like someone who's fighting back. They have to be grappled by you, restrained, or incapacitated. There are ways that you can get like combat biting. And there are, as I said, you can gain like other vampire powers like turning into, bats and wolves and, all the turning into mist and all the Dracula shit. You can get that. And like dominating minds and all those things. You can get all of those vampire powers. But then you also get, like, every time you gain one power, you're going to gain one weakness. Like, garlicophobia and being turned by... Well, you do have the undead subtype, so you're already susceptible to being turned. But, like, you could have, like, extreme... where, like, anyone who holds up a holy symbol can turn you. Or, the can't cross running water thing, or have to be invited inside. So, you don't have those by default. You do not even have sunlight weakness by default. But you also don't get cool vampire shit. Does that make sense?
I really do like that, but if... Yes.
Okay.
So I kind of have the character in my head where he's gotten bitten, and he's like, okay, I gotta feed, but I'm gonna take an oath to only feed on bad people.
Mm-hmm.
People who deserve it.
Okay.
And I'm still gonna remain a paladin of the light or something.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. That's really cool.
Like, yeah, I died, and that's sort of a bummer, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so like
your
your
had in mind was more of like...
Sorry, everyone was talking at
like
once.
what, Lux?
I was waiting for Deeps because it didn't seem like they were finished talking, and I don't want to talk over people, so...
Yeah.
Deeps?
I said what I was gonna say. It must have cut off.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that'll work, and like your character would be like joining the pirate crew because you think that like that will give you a good supply of food.
Yeah. Maybe there's something on the island that I think will increase my vampire powers or something.
Mm-hmm.
A little thread of backstory.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, the sea is like a good place to just go like, why'd you do that? I don't know, I'm freaking crazy, dude. I've been out on the sea for like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Good place to hide.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Lux, you were also thinking of vampire or something else?
I have other options. Now, the vampire could be interchangeable because the lore would be a little bit different, but the base character would be the same because I have always been interested in being a bard in D&D, but I've never had a game where that would make sense. However, I did lie. There was one thing I was thinking about the entire time, and it's sea shanties and music, and like obviously I think a bard would make sense for being on a pirate crew. So I had two ideas. One I had was like a very like not super old, but like they've been a vampire for like a while, and they're just kind of like an agent of like chaos, and they're like very chill and like kind of aloof, and they just kind of like follow whatever happens, and they just know a lot of music and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The other thing I was gonna ask was about tieflings, because I default to playing tieflings a lot in D&D because I really like them. So I wanted to ask about tiefling lore in this universe, if you like had any.
Sure. So I haven't honestly, no one has played a tiefling in any of the campaigns yet, so I haven't delved out. I haven't blocked them out extensively. But my general thought is this is where tieflings come from. A tiefling is results when an individual makes a pact with a devil. Now, in standard D&D, demons and devils are like, two different opposed cosmic forces and the blood war and all those things. I have a different cosmology, so there's no blood war. Demons and devils are just interchangeable terms for the same agency.
Yeah. Okay.
But demons and devils, they make pacts, they make agreements, they do those sorts of things. So when basically when you make a pact with a devil, one of those riders, one of those fine print clauses, includes like a blood curse. So if you so any children that you have after making a pact with a devil will be born tieflings, and they'll have a little bit of that power of hell as seeped into the mortal world.
Interesting.
So now, of course, that says nothing about the actual morality of the tiefling child, but they are touched by hell, and so people tend to assume the worst of them, which then, of course, leads to them being bad because people expect them to be bad, and
Yeah, so how that leads into my second question, which is how persecuted are tieflings in this world, would you say?
I would say it varies. You would probably face a lot less persecution in Lasita, the largest city in the world, because it is much more cosmopolitan. You would also probably not face too much in Dragon's Tail, because they do a lot of trade with people across the ocean, and they're just used to weirdos. But people in the frozen south, you would have a lot of trouble there. The people of Shahar, you would be probably exiled. You would have a hard time. I don't know how the Minotaur Society would. I feel like you would you wouldn't be thrown out on the street, but I think you would not be able to advance within society through legitimate means.
Okay.
Like no one would kick you out, but no one would give you like a
No one would give you like a
recommendation.
real job. You'd be like, forced. You'd be like limited to like,
Retail.
hard labor.
So typical social xenophobe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
understandable.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking some kind of like chaotic good tiefling who probably make that pact, and they had like a distant family members who ended like whole tiefling thing. I usually like to lean in a lot on like how like the mindset and like what kind of makes tieflings the way that they are from being dealt with persecution. So I think this tiefling would be like kind of like the more chaotic good, like Robin Hood type. Still obviously Bard, has lots of like songs, probably tries to spread some kind of message of peace through non-traditional or non-violent actions, which is why they would be a bard. Other than that, there would be like the chaotic neutral, more agent of chaos, just here to have a good time and do vampire things. And then the third hidden option is the Muppet Born, because I cannot stop thinking about that.
Muppet Born, sea shanty singing bard.
Yeah, like there's something about that, like, and the entire conflict would have to be about I don't know what the Muppet Born lore is, but because the song Man or a Muppet is the best song of all time, I have a feeling that there's some potential for lore there.
I like the idea of just like Kermit going in with like fucking a rainbow connection over here.
God damn it.
Let's see. Muppet Born.
Just doing the
Okay.
Kermit voice while you murder people.
The thing is, I
So
can't.
I did
like Pan.
I
Pan
I
can
did
do
not.
a good Kermit voice. I can't.
Yeah, no, hi,
So
Hey, Kermit.
oh, okay, we have Muppet lore. They are fuzzy and warm.
yeah.
They're
So
fuzzy and warm.
I did not
You
make
were
this.
able to pull
This
it out.
is this is stuff I found on Reddit, but I loved it and I saved it in my folder of D&D stuff forever.
I'm so happy that this exists.
They can live well past 300.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yes.
Do health potions heal felt? We have to know.
Because
Yes.
the lower half is never seen. They get a permanent +2 AC.
God damn it.
Yes. And
Yeah,
they once per long rest they can heal themselves with the mending cantrip, 1d8 hit points. Mm-hmm.
So
Here.
if I
This
play
is
a
funny.
Muppet-born artificer,
Your
can I
base
just turn
shuffling
myself into a
speed.
bigger Frankenstein Muppet? Just keep expanding.
No, you just get like the big, like, you just have animal.
Yes. So there's of course the three subtypes: the hand of the monster, the hand of the grouch, and the hand of the animal.
Head of the animal.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh my god, Hand of the Monster's kind of pog though. The mighty roar of the monster as a bonus action once per short rest, which is a 5+ bonus to next attack, and all allies within 60 feet, if they have to make any wisdom or charisma saving throws, they do it with advantage. Oh, and that
Oh my
+5 bonus attack goes
gosh.
to each of my allies within 60 feet.
Oh
Wow!
god, that's broken.
Do you, do you
Yeah,
guys
that-
want to hear about the real Rainbow Connection?
The rainbow connection. The
Oh.
lovers, the dreamers, and
I swear
know-
to
I
God.
know when-
Are you?
Regale you with Muppet lore.
I know that KB might have something in planned with like the Muppet, but at the same time, if I choose to be a Muppet born, then we can have collaborative Muppet lore.
I can't wait for the final boss is being like, so, you finally all made it here.
It's Spark Kermit.
No, it's Jim Henson himself and his Muppet army.
So
In our dragon cave, and it's just an 80-foot Kermit peering over the gold.
so Muppet-born bard then.
Maybe. I mean, I'm God. I really do think I want to be Muppet born. I think I want to be a
Are you
Muppet born
But like,
bard.
you want to commit to Muppet Bard though. Like, I'm just asking, like.
I do really like the Tiefling bard as well.
Yeah,
Well,
that
KB says, like, pushing it a little closer.
Please do not do Muppet Born.
Why? What do you have against the Rainbow Connection, Viv? My friend who I made join the stream, he's messaging me on Discord right now saying, Lux, you were born to be a Muppet born bard. You could be a Tiefling bard in another campaign. I'm being enabled.
But then again,
I
know
love the
who that friend is,
Muppets,
and they
and
will always enable
if you ask to be a Muppet-born bard, I am unable to say no.
That's
Oh
the
my
thing.
goodness.
You're unable to say no.
I will be incapable of saying no. However,
Like, hear me out.
KB, you can put your foot down. You can put your foot down, KB. You're
Okay,
the
KB, you
DM.
can say no. You are the
Yeah.
DM.
You are.
Like literally, like I know that this is very fun, and I wouldn't try to be the most ridiculous. I would try to be somewhat serious with my Muppet Bard at times. But if you genuinely want to put your foot down and save the Muppet thing for another time, I am fine with it. I will not force.
Now for the one shot where we're all
I-
Muppets, though.
I mean, yeah, obviously, I have to do a Mall Muppet one shot at some point. But I will say, I have a slight preference for you going Tiefling, but I'm okay with the Muppet Born.
KB, I'm gonna be real. It doesn't sound like you're okay with the Muppet.
Let's
I am okay.
we can
I am more
there's-
than okay with it.
there's a compromise we can make here, and it's that I play the Tiefling Bard, but my best friend is a Muppet Born.
No.
That's an NPC that KB can play.
No. We gotta go all the way or none of the way.
All the way or none of the way.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to treat totally straight face, like as if Tolkien invented Muppet Borns. This is just
I
a
will-
golem, and we just
Oh
have to
yeah,
accept
like
it,
no.
that this
If
is what-
you do
Listen.
Muppet Born, first of all, that means there will be Muppet NPCs, and second of all, I will treat them as seriously as any other NPC in any other race.
Oh yeah, listen, okay. To Viv and Pan specifically, do you guys think that when I play a Muppet Born, I will not have the opportunity to make you guys cry with my deep Muppety backstory? Like, come on. You're acting like I'm gonna play this completely goofing, but no, I will make you cry over the deep-seated
Yeah, I
Muppet
know.
lore.
Of course you will, of course.
And that's
Like,
what
I
the
know-
terrifying thing is.
My brain's also thinking like we are also performing here. I don't know if we want to just go head over heels with Muppet gimmick.
Yeah, I'd say let's just like go a little bit not crazy.
I
But,
mean,
like-
okay, fine. I'll be bullied into being a tiefling bard, and then I'm gonna be very boring, and nobody will have Muppet time. How about that?
Hey,
Is that what
Lux-
you wanted? This is
Lux,
what
you
you
can't
want?
possibly be boring. Oh no.
Well, you're making me more
we're
boring
getting-
because I can't be a Muppet.
What's this?
People.
Someone in the Discord's coming in with a steel chair.
Oh no. People are weighing in on this. Oh no.
Discord
Mm,
arguments are starting.
Oh boy.
Oh yes. Retro, who is playing in two of the other campaigns, has pointed out that there is a wizard who canonically exists because they found some magic items he'd created, who made magical stuffed animals and makes like lots of magic items in the form of toys. He could be the progenitor of the Muppet Born.
Oh my goodness.
Origin point.
See, there's an
So-
in-universe justification.
Okay. A Warforged Muppets, oh my god!
Okay, listen, fine. For
No
the
Warforged.
for the first 12 sessions, I will be a normal tiefling bard. However, when there's the period afterwards where we can
Arc
decide if we want to
2.
do more, Arc 2, I will be a Muppet. This is my promise to you all that
Okay.
I will be normal
Alright.
with the tiefling bard at first, but this is just to put in my future donation to be a Muppet. Thank
The
you.
investment.
All
Oh
right.
my goodness.
God,
All right.
I like to
The
consider
The next
the
ca-
same
the
character,
next
but they're
campaign that
Muppets
Lux
now.
plays in, Lux will be a Muppet. But
Perfect.
today,
Yay!
they are a tiefling.
Today
Yes,
I get
class
validation
Muppet.
by being tiefling. I need to acquire enough goodwill before I am tasked with the responsibility of being a Muppet.
Yeah.
All right.
By the
Yeah,
way, I have a rough sketch of my Minotaur girl. Is
Oh.
there any way to like show it? Is there any way to show it on stream?
If you send it to me, I can put it on stream.
Okay, I'll just put it in the
Just
Discord
drop it in the
VTuber
wall.
general.
Okay.
This is obviously just a rough sketch. I haven't drawn the clothes yet. Don't worry, it's TOS friendly. Shush.
Sure.
But we will have to rate this stream R.
Oh, I like her.
I love the
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
tail.
I
The
got it.
tail looks like it's drawn with your left hand.
Shush. I just somehow forgot how to draw fuzzy stuff.
I say that lovingly.
Thank you.
Let me drop this in Roll20. That's the quickest way to get it on.
Oh, yeah. That's
on
smart.
stream. So here we go. Yeah. So looking good. She looks cross about something.
I mean, that is part of what I said earlier about her just being a huge bitch, but you know.
Mhm.
Now, I think
All right.
one question I have is
Let's just put this over
how
here for now.
how pompous is she? Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm imagining like at least a 7.
Hmm.
Prideful. That's the vibe I'm getting. I feel like that's a vibe that I would be able to roleplay as anyways. Like I've done characters like that before, like in your game with Maya.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I see.
Yeah.
Alright. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
In that case, I am thinking definitely bastard rat because I I think that has a lot of fun with the general like sort of behavior that Lux is establishing of like sort of like enabler like straight man seeming, but like I will enable the chaos and then person to bother.
Awesome.
Cool.
Cause like I know it's like, oh, we're stuck on a boat with this very rich hoity-toity person? Yes!
It's always good to have a wild card in the group.
It's always good. Yeah, it sure is good to be like chaos rat.
Yeah. Oh, and also I just want to interject and say real quick about my drawing. I still have to decide on specifics. Like, I might change the hairstyle completely. I might change what shape the horns are, but like, I'll figure it out. This is just a work in progress. So, you
Mhm.
know, I'm just
Okay.
adding it as my little avatar on the Roll20 thing, like preemptively though. Also, I'm not on screen. Oh no, it crashed.
Oh.
Rip.
It's okay. I got it.
Okay,
Alright.
so
I've-
let me take inventory here. So we have some sort of minotaur bitch,
Yep.
a tiefling Robin Hood bard,
Yes.
a rat bastard, and rogue. I think you said.
Yeah.
And then we have a vampire paladin.
Right.
I love these boys. These are great already.
These are excellent already. So
You would love them a lot more if I got to play my Muppet.
I'm not sure that's true, but okay.
I guarantee you, Vivienne, if you just gave it a shot, if you just let me be my Muppet this session, you would understand. I have a Muppet Galaxy brain that I will only be sharing with KB from now on.
I can't wait for the Muppet reveal. It's just that Tiefling Bar dies just so like they could be reincarnated to their Muppet.
Oh my god.
all right. So I guess two of us still need to like settle on class.
Yeah, I do.
And then like background stuff, right?
Yeah,
Um.
pretty much.
So or well no wait I guess only Viv needs class. We got
Yeah.
bard, rogue, paladin. Um.
Hmm.
Um. Oh. So. Pam. Background. So, as an animal spirit,
Mhm.
you like don't have a normal. I mean, you can have a normal background if you have been like being an animal spirit for a long time, relatively speaking. So, like you've come to be a humanoid, or rather, so. But the last two animal spirits that I GM'd for, they like in session one of their campaigns, like came into being, shapeshifters for the first time. So we can play that out if you want.
I like the idea of Rosie being like doing this for like a little while. Maybe not too long, but at least to where like, oh yeah, I can go back and forth and cause problems.
Okay, that makes it easier because now that means that so like you've like turned into your you met some sort of sea spirit and they helped you transform the first time, and then you were like on a ship and you like joined the crew or whatever, and then maybe and now you've arrived in the city where everyone's going to start, and like now you've left that sailing ship behind because you want to go off and be a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then you can choose like any sort of background that is appropriate to that, probably like the sailor background or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking like either pirate or I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't think urchin really applies because it's like I'm a rat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I live alone on the boat streets.
Yeah. So like I kind of like hand waved a custom background for the other animal spirits.
Mhm.
That was just like because their background was like I was literally just a fox living in the forest until like
Mhm.
5 minutes
Yeah.
ago, or I was literally a magpie living in the forest until 5 minutes ago.
Of course.
So we came up with like custom like wild animal background.
Also, can you drop the spirit animal stuff because I have lost
Yes.
where that is.
Yes, I will drop that in the Discord.
Thank you. I will now no longer be howling at the moon.
Okay.
Unless you pick a wolf animal spirit.
No.
Right.
It was either rat or bear, and I have chosen rat.
Yes.
Okay. It's there in the Discord.
You.
Basically you get one ability score to increase by 2, another by 1. You're kind of supposed to choose ones that make sense for like your animal, but like, you know, you could
Because I know
min-max all you like.
my brain is thinking like only a little min-max, only because like, well, yeah, rats are dexterous, and my +1 I'm thinking for int because rats can learn.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. And then you have shape change, which, as I said before, basically it's mostly just for the fictional positioning of changing your size, and like you're a rat, so I guess
For
you
me,
can
it's not
climb
really
on
going to be an
things, rats
attack, and
can
really
climb on.
just his size and stealth.
Yeah. And then you have animal instincts, which gives you a free proficiency in survival and animal handling. And you have beast speech. You can always speak to animals as if under the speak with animals spell. And you also should note that when you are in your human form, you will always retain a telltale sign of your animal nature.
Oh, I love the idea of her having like big, goofy rat ears.
Yeah.
So you'll have to decide what exactly that feature is. It can be big rat ears. It can be a rat tail.
Oh, it's gonna be the rat ears.
It can
and
be
teeth,
both.
We all know.
Oh, the teeth. Yes.
Yeah. So you could absolutely be like, you know, anime, you know, animal girl.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. Yes, Thunderbird, thank you. These are my new DM robes. I've been very excited to try them out on stream. Thank you, Thunder.
Yeah. They look great.
Thank you. And thank you, Sala, for, if you're still here, for making them. I have like 8 different colors or something like that.
I think the main thing is, I feel like right now, the biggest thing may be helping out Viv with what their class is.
Yeah.
I feel like that really cements the direction they're going and maybe the chemistry with the party, or like the angle we're going for.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to talk with Viv. The other 3 of you feel free to go ahead and like work on your character sheets. If you have any questions, you know, let me know. But I think I know Lux and Pan have played D&D 5th edition before. Deeves, you played briefly before, I think, yes?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you need help with like the mechanics of putting your character together?
You know, this Roll20 sheet is great. Just
Mm-hmm.
Gets you right through it.
Yeah, the
I think
roll
I
20s
can
were
do
really helpful with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Oh,
Viv, yeah.
Could you put the vampire class in the roll 20? I mean the Discord.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, I'm kind of. Hmm. I'm kind of thinking wizard, but I'm not
Mhm.
sure because like wizard seems like it's a lot.
Okay,
Like
I
I
can
every
give you wizard advice as a
I
person who's
know.
currently been playing a wizard for a hot moment. But let me
Yeah.
tell you, especially in a game where we're probably going to be money focused, can be more
Oh
fun
yeah,
because that
that's
means you
true
can
actually.
have a bit more availability.
Yeah.
And especially at level
Okay.
1, a lot of your spells are going to be more utility.
Yeah.
I would also say that there is a lot of advantage to playing a wizard from level 1 because
Oh yeah, true.
you'll only have a small handful of spells, at first, and then you'll know what they do, and then you'll add more. So it's easier playing a spellcaster from level 1 than playing a spellcaster, starting at level 5 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay. You know what? Sure. I'll go wizard.
All right.
I'll do it.
And the thing is, you don't even have to worry about what you want to major in at wizard school till you level up.
Yeah.
mhm.
I just noticed that graviturgy exists, and that's fun. That sounds very
I
fun.
was definitely looking at graviturgy because graviturgy is real fun.
Yeah, that looks
Not-
really cool.
I'm not familiar with that. I'd say it's from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount.
Yeah.
Wild amount, yeah.
Wildmount. Let's see.
It plays a
Magic
lot
Wheels of
with
the Wake.
mobility and
Interesting.
yeah, of like either giving movement buffs, restricting movement, controlling movement, and then of course
I
you get
like
your
it.
big play stuff where it's like I want to create a black hole. But that's like
Right.
late game, you know?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a long way away.
Yeah, that's like level 8 shit. Or level 8 spells, not level 8 character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'll,
seems
so yeah,
the what horrible abilities the Gydra has.
God. Aw. It honks at thee.
there we go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, and Lux. Feel free to, with your Tiefling, to choose any of any of the different bloodlines. Um, I will probably go in and rename it at some point, so that we're not using like the Wizards of the Coast, you know, demons and devils. But feel free to like mechanically choose any of them.
Oh, I just
So,
realized that I was muted that entire time that I was talking.
Oh my god!
I was afraid that might be the case, but you
I
heard
had the
me
bu-
at least.
I had the button on and I heard you. Yes, I was just going to say that if you are going to change what the name of the bloodline is, if there's any kind of like lore associations or different types of like demons or devils that you wanted to, I would like to know about that because I would be very eyes emoji to tie that into my tiefling lore.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course. I will. I will share that with you. To be honest, I have not filled out the lists of hell entirely because reasons. So I only know who is the big honcho of hell right now.
I also
Who's-
love the idea of like I haven't finished my hell lists.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Yeah,
low
yeah,
on my hell quota.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I will whatever bloodline you choose, I will like go and I will flesh out an appropriate custom devil
Okay.
to be that
Thank-
bloodline.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Also, I
Like-
love because the pirate fits the best. Pirates like sailor fits the best for Rosie. I love this means she's proficient with athletics, so she has a normal role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the things about rogues is they actually need a little bit of, well, I mean, not necessarily need, but they benefit from a little bit of strength because in 5th edition,
Climbing.
climbing and all those sorts of like, roguey sort of things, running, jumping, those are all
Yeah.
strength based.
Hear me
in
out.
5th
When I
edition.
become rat, I should get a climb speed because rats can climb things.
Oh yeah, you will. Particularly fast rat.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I've decided what to put my dump stat into.
Mm-hmm.
Dexterity, because I think that's very fitting for a Minotaur.
Mm.
Choosing the
But
bold
what about
choice.
what about that armor class?
As a
Actually, oh
wizard.
shit!
As a
Armor
wizard.
class is only 8 with. Oh fuck! I might want to change that actually.
Yeah, make it con.
No, well, I do get +1 to con. No, that's really.
Yeah.
I'll
no.
put it in wisdom.
You want
I'll put it in wisdom.
Not very wise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's book smart, not world smart. Let's go with that.
If only there was a way you could somehow acquire armor proficiencies to cover up the dex, but as a wizard that's hard.
Yeah.
If only
Yeah.
we had to look into that. Looks at either mage armor or investing in feats.
Well, see the problem with that pen is that mage armor still only becomes 13 plus your dexterity.
Yeah.
So it would
So-
actually subtract. It would only be 11.
So it would only be an 11. So mage armor wouldn't really solve the -2 dex problem. And you can only take the heavy armor feat to gain proficiency in heavy armor if you already have medium armor proficiency.
I was gonna
You-
say just
so
medium
the
armor.
feat-
so
the
then
feat
you get
route
a base of
isn't really-
14.
Mhm.
Oh dear.
So unfortunately, I would advise against putting the dump in dex.
I also
Yeah.
forgot it was -2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting it in wisdom.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Not good. A noble, but not really good at reading other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 3
too
zeros.
full of themselves, too focused on themselves to care about
Yeah.
what you think about them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I forget what's hit points at level 1.
It is the
Uh,
max you can have.
Yes. Oh, that is another thing. So I should have mentioned this in it doesn't matter because at this session, but when we level up, there is no rolling for hit points. You just take the average.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There are reasons for this, mostly due to people not remembering whether or not they rolled their hit points for next level.
Yeah.
Between sessions, and then I'm like, I don't know, did you or did you not? And so some people have ruined it for everyone, and now you just have to take the average so I can calculate what your hit points should be.
Got it.
Okay.
But
I guess that makes sense.
yeah, but
So
at
I
level
only
1,
so at level 1 I only have 6 hit points.
because you
Unless
have a
you have a
0
con modifier.
con, yes.
Yeah. I don't have a con mod, nah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know when I
I'm
was
at-
a wizard, I sure did invest in a +2 con modifier, and oh boy, the difference between that and a one-shot wizard I made was astounding.
I will let you know though. In the Fever Swamp campaign that I ran for a very long time, one of the players, who is Retromach, you can talk to him in the Discord.
Yeah.
He played a wizard with a 6 Constitution, because we rolled for that campaign we rolled stats 46 keep 3 down the line, and he rolled a 6
God.
in his constitution. But then he rolled really good in
Oh.
intelligence, I think, or maybe actually it was down the line. But then you got a free 16 depending on your class. So if you wanted to play a wizard, you got a free 16 in intelligence, for example.
Oh my God! Wow.
But that was the rules for that campaign. But he rolled a 6 in con, and he played a 6 con wizard in a campaign about going into a place called the Fever Swamp, where there were daily checks for disease and parasites and horrible shit. And he lived and became like a great hero of the realm, and like he became a lord. And he is now Lord of the Fever Swamp.
What the hell?
Actually, no, wait. He
How?
didn't take. He's a knight. He didn't take
Knight
the
of the
lordship of
Fever
the Fever
Swamp.
Swamp, but he's a knight serving under the Archmage,
That's
the Keeper of the
amazing.
Third Eye, and he is an amazing war mage.
Yeah,
With a
that reminds
6
me.
con.
That reminds me. I looked at the background for nobles. I get a noble title apparently. What do you think my title should be?
Okay, so I don't know, but
That's okay.
the culture that you're from is strongly like a Greek slash Crete slash North African Mediterranean sort of
Okay.
culture.
Okay.
So like I mean, you probably have like whatever the local equivalent to like Lord would be.
Yeah.
Or like, but not like a landed lord, like just like you are a member of the nobility, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're not like you're not gonna inherit, right? That's why you're not being a
pretty
pirate.
much. Yeah.
So, I don't know. We can maybe do some research and see like what the Greek word for that might be.
Yeah.
But like the translation would be something like, lady whatever.
I love
Whatever
it.
your name is.
I love it.
Lady Vivienne's cow pirate.
I'll figure out a name. Don't worry.
Also,
Mhm.
quick question, KB. What
Yeah.
proficiency would you put water vehicle? Because I get that.
Right. So like what stat it would go off of? You
Yeah.
know, honestly, that's one of those proficiencies that's gonna float a lot. So like I don't know, you could probably just put it down as Dex probably, because like if I'm asking you to make a check for the proficiency, it's probably because you're trying to like make the vehicle do something.
All right.
But like that's a tool proficiencies are going to get floated to other attributes a lot. So
Because my brain is like either Dex or Int.
right, because like you'd make like an int roll to like know about a ship, you know, like or you know maybe to navigate a ship over a long distance might it would probably be like an int check, but like if you're like rowing if you're trying to keep control of the boat in like rough weather, that might be Dex or
Right.
or strength maybe if you're like fighting against rough currents.
Oops.
Yeah, we got to turn off that advantage toggle.
Yeah. I'll get there.
I always leave the advantage toggle on, but
I'm turning it off. I don't
Okay.
want it.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
God, I love having -3 strength. I am so squishy.
Hold your
Uh,
hand. Has
there's a character.
-2 strength.
There's a character in the Out of Balance campaign with a -4 charisma.
God, I could never. It's just the way that I like playing D&D. I'm a very roleplay based person. I cannot play a character that has low charisma. It's so hard. It's so hard to be awkward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hard to be a fucking nerd.
I remember in a campaign that Pan was doing, I had a character and he is very stupid, and when I was making him, I'm like, I don't think his intelligence is low enough, and Pan was like, well, do you want to have -2 to all of your intelligence checks? And I went, yes, because that is how it should be. I am not above making my own stats worse because I think it fits with my character, but -3 strength is very fun to work with. I cannot do any heavy lifting. I'm too pretty for that.
And me, I was like, I cannot do any heavy lifting. I am a rat.
I leave
Which
it
I
to
feel like is Rosie's excuse. Like,
The
I am a
captain's
rat.
gonna
Do
need
you
like
think
some
I'm
convincing. I
strong?
think Lux, I think the captain's gonna need some convincing about why he should let you on the ship if you can't do any heavy work.
Morale.
Well, I can sing a great song. You haven't heard. Clearly, the captain has not heard me sing a sea shanty, of course.
Oh, they have
Of
not heard
course.
you sing a sea shanty one bit.
Not yet, but they will have to. Okay.
Get a ship
So
rat to keep the feral cats off.
there is one more thing that that I wanted us to go over. You know, Deeves, I'm looking at your character sheet right now. You might want to consider swapping around the charisma that you've chosen. Charisma is not a core stat for a paladin, but it does
But
affect
it's very
some of...
important for, like, spell casting.
Mm-hmm. It determines like how many spells you can have prepared, I think, and also like the
Any
DC of those. Although you're probably not going to be using your spell slots for much other than smiting, but you might want to consider swapping that with your wisdom. I know your intelligence is only a 12 because you got the +1 from being a vampire, so you might want to consider that. Or you might want to consider swapping it with the strength because with and being another scrawny nerd because Dex is going to handle all of your like damage. But just a suggestion. You probably don't want to dump charisma. Right.
All right. So a little poll from the party. Which do you think would be more fun to have expertise in? Acrobatics or investigation? Because I do like the idea of Rosie being a curious bastard. Like that's how I think you would eventually get into magic with maybe going to arcane tricks of like, I stole this wizard's book and I'm gonna read it.
You stole my book.
I stole your book and
I
I've learned
mean-
all your secrets.
That would be really good, but also consider rats just being very agile. I think in acrobatics would be very fun for you to be a very cool rat trickster.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Ooh, you know what? I like the investigation because I do like the idea of being wizard, so I will then go, should this rat do backflips or be sneaky rat?
Yeah,
Backflips.
backflips is a good aesthetic, I think.
I'm a rat. My stealth comes being tiny. I don't need to actually be stealthy.
I feel like it would be really funny if that was like that's actually her hubris. Is that oh well, I've been a rat. I know how to be sneaky. Is it
I'm like
proficient
teeny
in
tiny.
sneakiness?
Who would look at me? A hawk? There's no hawks, right?
Oh no.
Oh no. Alright, so investigation acrobatics it is.
Hell yes.
Because also I like to imagine like her type of stealth is more like no one's gonna notice a rat.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like this.
I also do
Alright,
find it funny that the the little rat girl, has like 50% more hit points than the Minotaur noble.
Yeah,
That's
that's
very
crazy, ain't
good.
it? That's real
Yeah.
crazy.
Anyway, there is one last thing that I wanted to get from you guys, other than your characters, and that is I want you guys to name the ship that the party is going to be joining, and I want you to name the captain, who will be an NPC, and give me a few traits about him. I want this to be something you guys collaboratively create together, and then I'll play
Oh
him.
boy.
But yeah. So I need like the name of the ship. Then I want you guys to describe the captain to me.
All right.
Okay.
One idea. I'm
I
pitching
strongly
for
ask that you
boat-
do not follow Thunder's advice in chat and name it Bodie McBoatface.
No, not Buddy
I
McBoatface.
person-
It's the only answer.
Okay, listen. We I'm the only one that is pro stupid gimmicks in this entire party. I get it. But Bodie McBoatface.
Honestly, I was gonna pitch down my idea of boat name. I like the idea of Rosie coming up with her name, but I just go like, "What's her name?" Looks at boat, sees a rose in it. Rosie.
That's wonderful.
But that's just an idea. If we don't want it, whatever. I'll come up with another dumb rat story.
I did have like I had a name that I was going to use before I decided to let you guys get come up
Like
with
our
one.
default, like choose your name, but like the default one that's there.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and so the default one was the Golden Rose because King Midas, and then you mentioned and then so I was gonna name it the Golden Rose, but then I'm like, no, I don't want to just tell them what the name is. I want them to name it because this I mean the campaign may be named after the ship, so I want them to name it.
Mhm.
I kind of like the Golden Rose though.
And again, I do like the idea of Rosie going like, because I feel like as a rat in like a shape, like in Pyrocruise, it's like maybe I've just joined one day. Of like I've known how to be people. I can now just be a part of the ship, and no one will fucking question it.
Yeah.
Or wear like a bandana or something. But
I'm
like,
a mascot. I'm also a rose.
yeah, but like
I mean,
when actually
we don't
like,
have to. Oh,
go
you
on.
can keep
No,
it
go on.
pan.
No,
Oh,
no,
because I was
I'm
gonna
you're
say,
fine.
because we don't necessarily have to have something like the Golden Rose. We could do something like, I don't know, Wilted Rose Petals or something. I don't know, Pirate Gothic
Mhm.
TM. Like that's kind of what I was thinking of
Hear
if
me
we're gonna
out.
go with
It's
the
called the
whole
Golden
rose
Rose
thing.
at first, but then we come up with a cool gothic name.
Mhm.
What about we name it after like the first encounter we like defeat or something like that?
Thinking what I think the first encounter is, I'm gonna find that really funny.
The Golden Goose.
The Golden Goose. Yes.
The
That's,
Golden Goose.
The Golden Goose.
The Golden Goose.
SS
We
Golden.
are but the egg.
SS Golden Goose.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
it.
I mean, like that could actually kind of work. That's the
it works for
funny
me.
part.
I
Are
like
we
it.
SS
Yeah,
Golden
so I like the
Goose?
idea if it starts off
Yeah.
Golden Rose, becomes Golden. The Golden Goose.
I love it.
Gilded goose.
The Gilded Goose.
Ooh.
The Gilded Goose.
Gilded
Oh.
Goose.
We're the
think
Guild of the
I'll do it.
Gilded Goose.
There you go.
Oh great, you're
I
showing
like it.
Rose stats to everyone.
That Dex though, that's good.
Yeah, no, I have good rat decks.
Good rat decks.
And like the
Rat
only
Dex
thing I-
sounds like a encyclopedia of rats. Like you know, you have your Pokedex and then you have your Rat Dex.
but one thing I am
Musical
considering-
instruments of my choice.
One thing I am considering with the 2 daggers a rogue gets is doing like a Despero, like 2 needles.
I love that.
Mhm.
Cause man, shout out to Despero being the coolest shit in 2nd grade.
All right. So I'm gonna write down the Gilded Goose.
Yeah,
I love
let's
that
do it.
for us.
That's wonderful.
All right, the Gilded Goose. That shall be your ship. Now,
The
tell
captain.
me, who is the captain of the Gilded Goose? What are they like?
What is their favorite color?
Personally, I imagine like one of like you were talking about the Amazons. I kind of imagine the captain being like a big Amazon pirate lady.
Ooh.
This
I like
appeals
that.
to
That's
me
just
on
me,
many
though.
levels.
I love that. Yes.
She's a very hardy, rough and tumble pirate captain who's probably like a little bit drill sergeant-esque, but deep down she's like she's not explicitly the mom of her crew, but she's more like the big sister. Like she'll bully you, but then she'll like if anyone else bullies you, she will kill them.
That's
Like
not
that,
okay.
you know.
Oh, like-
bully.
So
sounds
she should
perfect.
be like what's her name? From Full Metal Alchemist. The
Oh,
The-
Olivia.
Yeah,
the Armstrong. The Armstrong lady.
Yeah.
Yes, her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is
Yes.
a personality I like. I think I can try and channel that a little bit.
That would be
I
great.
think that would be an immaculate vibe for our pirate captain.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. So Amazon, Lady Armstrong, personality. I just need a name. What's her name?
Ooh. Oh, it's gotta sound good with the word captain in front of it. So
Yeah. Well, okay. If it's originally called like the Golden Rose, maybe something like I don't know. I don't want to throw too much rose propaganda here. But maybe that in the name in there, because like not as like the name, but like I
So
know
I will point out if she is actually like one of the daughters of Skaha, then
Mhm.
she's from the Norse themed part of the
Oh
world.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So like I mean it's possible that she doesn't have to have a Norse name. She could have like her ancestry could be weird. Her mother could have left that land and gone somewhere else, and she was born far away from home and has never been a Viking.
Yeah.
But that would be like the name you would expect from someone of her species.
Right.
Yeah.
think Ingrid
Something
is
of
I
a
think Ingrid is Ingrid's a Nordic name, and I think
Yeah.
Captain
Mhm.
Ingrid kind of sounds good.
I like
Mhm.
that.
That's-
Yeah.
What'd you
Yeah.
say, Deuce?
I do
Her
like
name
that.
could be Ross Ingrid because Ross means rose in Norwegian, so she could be Ross Ingrid.
Ooh, and that has
I
a good
love
point.
it.
Yeah.
Captain Ross Ingrid.
Ross
That has a ring
Ingrid.
to it. I do like that. I do like that.
Finally, my days of being Norwegian fulfill because I have forbidden Norwegian lore in my mind at all times. My own Viking roots finally are coming back to me for Dungeons and Dragons.
Perfect.
No longer are they valuable just for Skyrim.
Excellent. Okay, so we have Captain Ross Ingrid of the Gilded Goose.
Yes.
Excellent.
Also, KB, I raised my hand for a quick question.
Yes.
Just because I feel like this ranged weapon variant is a bit more piratey.
Mhm.
Normally it's just for rogues I can get a short bow. But could I
Mhm.
replace it with a light crossbow just because I think that's a bit more equivalent to the pirate flintlock?
Sure.
Cool. Like,
No problem.
is it better? Arguably no. Well, debatably because it has because it has reload, but
Mhm. But reload
also
doesn't really matter if you don't have extra attack. So,
exactly.
arguably it's better, but if you want a light crossbow, you can find a light crossbow somewhere in,
Yeah,
in the first.
I was like, and I feel like that's again a bit more appropriate. If, like, I scavenge this more than like a short bow because I feel like it's a little out of place, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I agree. So yeah, no, that's no problem. Yeah, you can make that substitution.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Hmm.
Also, this is me rubbing my hands together, low key, going like, "Haha, sniper meta is once again achievable." But I don't think Rose is a sniper.
Well, a rogue with a ranged weapon is
Sniper
kind
rat.
of, to some extent, automatically a sniper.
This is true. Like, I have a ranger who is a fucking sniper. Or just is crazy potential for it. But I have thought like an assassin rogue, ideal sniper.
Oh yeah, yeah. Assassin rogue can be really good. It also can be really good as like a dip and with for like a ranged sort of fighter.
Oh yeah.
I was looking at a build that I was going to do in a campaign I was playing in that was elven fighter, elven battlemaster fighter assassin rogue multiclass, and take like elven accuracy feat and just be disgusting. But yeah, but then I ended up playing the Amazonian monk fighter that I'm playing instead because I rolled an 18 strength and I was like, well, I gotta be strong. Anyway,
All
okay.
right. I'm looking up names right now because I gotta find a name for my character before I really like. I gotta get a name to her before she like fully takes shape in my mind, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any ideas for names for your guys, everyone else?
Willow something. Willow some gothic last name.
Me coming up with names is a very laborious process, so I will probably not have a name for my character anytime soon, but I am thinking about it.
Super
Okay.
That's
valid.
understandable.
Because I know for me, how I come up with names is super arbitrary.
Yeah,
How
I'm
I-
so picky with my names, and it takes me a while to settle with one. So
Like,
Yeah.
Lux, you have seen my own personal story, and you know how fucking like a dartboard my like name schemes are.
they really are. You just kind of pick random things, and I'm just like, I will have a character. I will have so much lore for them. They will not have a name for 3 months. I will be better than that for this campaign, but it will take me a bit to get the right name.
So Viv, you might want to consider for names. You might want to go and pull up like a list of like Greek or
Yeah.
Arabic.
I'm
sort
actually
of...
I'm doing that right now. I've got like a list of like Greek like girls' names, one of those like
Yeah, I
baby
mean,
naming websites that are just perfect for getting character
that's
ideas.
yeah.
I rolled
Those
wait,
websites are where I get all my NPC names.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't recall her name, but maybe look up the girl that gives Theseus the golden string.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I rolled this gem of a name in a name generator online. Jaded Fin Burgundy Spider Hesperia.
Oh.
That's a lot of syllables.
It sounds like,
think I got
hi,
that one, yeah.
my name is Ebony Dimension Darkness Away.
Yeah, Darkness Way. Yeah.
Oh, it's Ariadne.
It's got that fan fiction-y flavor. There's deep pride in it.
Oh, hello.
You know what? Sure. I think Ariadne kind of sounds nice. I'm not sure just yet. I don't want to like call it right
Yeah.
there. But like
Mhm.
I do think that's interesting.
That's a nice one.
There was like another name that I was like, "Oh, I like that." I got to find it again.
By the way,
Let's
I
see.
have 1,000 ball bearings, just to let you know.
Beautiful.
I
Right,
love
it was Rhea. Rhea.
Thank you,
I
Ray.
think Rhea. I like that one. Rhea. Rhea.
Mm-hmm. That's like the in mythology. Isn't that the name of the woman who takes care of baby Zeus?
Oh shit, is it?
Isn't it?
That sounds
I might be
right.
wrong. I might be wrong.
Let me look it up.
Because I don't recall ever actually hearing that person's name.
She's a Titan.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, because everyone before the gods were Titans.
Yeah.
Like, you're either Titans or primordial soup. You're either the Titans or, like,
Mm,
ancient primordial beings like Gaia and Uranus.
Okay, so she did kind of protect Zeus. Basically how it is by the will of Rhea, a golden dog guarded a goat which offered her udder and gave nourishment to the infant Zeus.
okay. Yeah.
So
Something like
yeah,
something like that.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I also have 2 flasks of oil. Don't ask why.
For fire?
I said don't ask.
Too bad, I'm asking because I'm interested in fire.
Not bad. No, it's my hypothetical fire, which I may or may not start within this boat.
I'll start it for you.
No, I want to do it.
Girls are
can both-
fighting.
Girls are fighting.
You can both start the fires. It's okay.
Please,
We
please,
didn't
sweetie, you
start
both
the
have
fire.
you both are very beautiful pyromaniacs. There's plenty of fire for everyone.
Yeah, of course, because it makes more of itself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna tentatively like stick with the name Rhea for now.
Okay.
I love it. I don't know what her last name's gonna be.
Yeah, you'll have to figure that out because that's gonna be like her noble family.
Yeah, that'll be important.
You don't have to tell me that right now, but like
Yeah.
you should think on that.
Full of stuff.
Although Rhea is great, I love that name. That's perfect. But I had one more mythological reference that you could consider.
Ooh.
Io, because she is a
Io?
woman.
Yeah.
She is transformed into a white horse, cow, by
Cool.
Zeus.
I actually love that.
Because she was one of Zeus's affairs, and then Hera was about to catch them, so he quickly turns her into a cow. And then this sets off a series of hijinks.
Of course it does.
But as it do. But
As it do.
yeah.
As it do.
But that was just one additional name that came into my mind.
I do like it though.
So, yeah, Rhea is good.
I think I might stick with Rhea because it seems so like Io. I loved like the myth behind it, and I really wish that the name worked for the vibe that I want. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess like
I'm
Io
with
could
you.
be her middle. Let's just say, Io's her middle name.
Okay. Or maybe you could like make that like the first 2 syllables of her family name or something if you like it.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good idea.
Hey guys, what do you think Rosie's good luck charm should be?
Ooh.
What do you think is a something that a rat would be like? This is what's gonna make me
Something small and
invincible.
something small and like really shiny, like maybe like a ring, like like you found like while as like a ship rat, or
Yeah.
I don't know, like a gum wrapper.
Or a mousetrap that failed to spring on you.
Ooh.
You've
I like that.
conquered it. You've conquered it.
A mousetrap that you use before you turned into a human, or before you learned how to use your Fey powers to turn into your humanoid form, and you were just living as a ship rat. but you were the most intelligent shiprat because you had a human brain in there growing. And so you figured out this is the mousetrap that you figured out how to disarm and get at the cheese.
I like the idea that's how she got expertise in investigation. Uh,
I love that so much.
Handling so many mousetraps, it drove the crew fucking insane.
And this is the first. This is the first one you disarmed, and you like pushed it somewhere as a keepsake. And then when you learned how to use your Fey powers to turn back into a humanoid form, you
I
now
like the
keep
idea
it
she
with you.
wears it like a necklace. Like he just has like a rope tied around, like punctured a little hole into the
Yeah.
rat
Like
trap,
you
and just
screwed like a
wears it
little
necklace.
eye hook into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you've got like this sprung mousetrap as a necklace. I love that. I love it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
so
cute.
cool. That's cool and very iconic.
I love it.
All right, I think
Alright.
Rosie is complete.
Oh my
Excellent.
gosh.
I'm a
I've
rogue.
got
I don't have to worry about boring spells.
Yeah.
I say
So-
loving spells.
So, Pan, your homework is to find artwork to represent your character.
Yeah.
And
Whip. Mhm.
and then send that artwork to me so that I can use my token tool to create a token.
Yeah.
To use for your character.
That's cool.
If Vivian, volunteers to draw you something,
Or if I
that's
pay
it.
her.
Or yes, if Vivian
That
makes
becomes
something for you,
fun.
that's great and wonderful and perfect. But if you just steal something off the internet,
I
it's
think
fine.
because I have the rat trap idea, I do
Mhm.
not think I'll be able to find a idealized Rosie.
Yes, that's true. So obviously, anything you get off the internet will just be a placeholder. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna
I didn't
use
say so
monsters that I
looking at me.
pull off of
Yeah.
Google image search, and I'm sorry, but I have to. So if you do the
Yeah.
same, it's fine. Yeah.
I'll
Although-
probably commission one of my friends to draw art of my character before the next session, so don't worry about it. I will have
Yeah.
my
Oh,
tiefling.
You're totally gonna get Rebel Bitch Boy to draw it, aren't you?
I'm totally gonna get Rebel Bitch Boy to draw it because
Yes!
every time I have a D&D character and there's like anytime I have a D&D character period, I go over to my good friend Rebel Bitch Boy and I'm like, hey, I have a new commission for you.
Yes.
I will
Beautiful.
donate money to you for goods and services. Oh, hey,
Yeah, I will.
I'm looking at this
I will have
stream.
art of my tiefling character by the next session.
I'm looking at the
Beautiful.
stream, and I'm just curious, Viv. Is there a dex modifier for your boy?
Nope.
Ah,
Yeah. I rolled 3 10s.
yeah.
It's great, ain't it?
You might want to consider on that list of spells, Mage Armor.
Get 6 free ones.
Yeah, mage armor for sure. I
Mhm.
think that's gonna be necessary.
Magic
no!
Missile will also be your best friend.
I just realized my screen's dead again.
No.
It keeps doing that. I don't know.
No, it keeps crashing on my end. Like, I think that my computer's running out of memory to run OBS Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the deal is there.
Just download more RAM.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Dedicated Minecraft Wham.
Detonated wham.
I would say Mage Armor is a good one. Magic Missile is good old reliable.
Yeah.
That, trust me, as a
Oh.
person who's played now up to 9th level in Wizard,
Mm-hmm.
Magic
I-
Missile is always there for me.
Magic Missile is a good spell, and like the reliable damage, just like point, and
Yeah.
that thing takes damage. That has
Yes.
a lot of value. And but one thing I do want to say is, because I know this is controversial, about how many concentration checks magic missile triggers.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because some GMs will roll it that every individual missile causes a concentration check. And some
Oh,
GMs
I
will
see.
some GMs will take it so that because it's it's 4 different missiles you've been hit by, so that's 4 concentration checks. And some GMs will take the wording that they hit simultaneously to say that they are one instance of being hit, so it's 1 concentration check
Yeah.
against the sum of the damage. Because I understand both arguments, but it is my opinion that forcing 4 concentrate, what is it, 3 or 4 missiles
Yeah.
for a level 1 spell?
Mhm.
Forcing that many concentration checks with a first level spell it is my opinion that is too much for a first level spell, and therefore I treat it as a single hit. Now, you can spread it out. Of course, on like 3 different targets. But if you can't use it to like force the enemy wizard to make a whole bunch of concentration checks all at once.
Yeah. Got it.
That isn't to say that it isn't a bad spell and that you shouldn't take it, or that it is a bad spell and you shouldn't take it, because you should. Or
Yeah,
at
it's a
least
good
consider
spell.
it.
I'm gonna
letting you
consider
know
it for
that-
sure.
Just putting that out there so that doesn't become a fight in the
Yeah.
the first encounter with a wizard.
Okay. Ooh. I'm just like going through and adding all of the proficiencies and stuff I get from my background and everything right now.
Yeah.
I get a gaming set. That's nice.
I
What
haven't
kind of
even selected
game-
a background.
What game should I play, guys?
Minecraft. You have a Minecraft gaming set.
Yeah, I think we're
don't
called
think-
Legos.
I don't think
You
that they
have-
have
no,
Minecraft in the.
Have cube. No. Listen. It's a cube world. It's like a small thing, and you have little cubes, and you can make your own world, and it's called Minecraft. Like, you just have you have dirt blocks, you have grass, you have sand, and you can just make your own little houses. It's like Lincoln Logs, except individual cubes, and in the D&D world, they call that Minecraft.
Well, I was like alternatively just gonna do a joke that I also did in Pan's game where I just have trading cards. And I just have proficiency in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
We challenge the big
so-
bad to Magic the Gathering, and we actually play out an actual game of Magic the Gathering to settle the campaign.
Oh my god.
I could be
Um,
Pokemon so bad. I got so many energies.
So you could feel free to invent something if you like, but like things that are known to exist, cards, of course, you could have a deck of playing cards and proficiency
Yeah.
in card games in like general. Dragon chess exists.
Yeah.
And also Animals Upon Animals exists.
Animals
Animals
upon
upon
animals.
animals.
I want
Animals Upon Animals is a gentleman's game of dexterity. Okay, so my friend Nivlak, I used to go to his place, and we would play like RPGs or board games, and he had this children's game called Animals Upon Animals, where you have little wooden blocks of animals, and you stack them. And it's like a dexterity
Oh,
game.
is that
like
what
if
that's
you,
called?
yeah,
Is that
it's
what
like-
that one? I know exactly what you're talking about, because I just remember this one scene from Aladdin where
Mm-hmm.
the Sultan is apparently playing Animals on Animals.
Oh my god.
I mean, that is not inaccurate. But yeah, and then when it falls down,
my
it's
brain just thought of one very niche scene in Smash Hit 1990.
I mean, actually, that's
Aladdin.
what the game is. And you build up a stack, and if the
That's
stack
what
falls
I'm
down,
saying.
then you have to take those animals into your hand, and whoever runs out of animals in their hands wins. Anyway, I put a fancy turquoise encrusted Animals Upon Animals set in a treasure hoard somewhere in the setting, that a
That's
different group
wonderful.
found. So
I
it
feel like
exists as a
that-
game.
I feel
And
like
I
that
will-
game
I will
would be
take it-
like that
Mhm.
game would be incredibly difficult to play on a boat.
Unplayable.
challenge.
Unplayable even on a boat.
I think
And
I'm
you
gonna pick
know-
Dragon Chess.
And
Okay,
you know,
fair enough.
Rosie, okay, but I love the idea of you doing Dragon Chess. You like Rhea and Rosie is just the fucking like Rhea's like, how is she winning? And Rosie looking at the camera, I'm eating all the pieces.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So we've
Okay, and I
got,
also get a language because I'm a noble. What kind of what language would I have the most utility out of if I were to travel? Like, what's the second most common language besides common?
Okay. So actually, yeah. So, so you do get Minotaur as a language, and Minotaur is, in my setting, Minotaur is a dialect of Giant. So Giant and
Oh,
Minotaur
cool.
are, they're mutually understandable, but like, I don't know. It's like it's like being an American and talking to a Scot. You know,
Like heavy
Yeah, yeah.
Scotland.
like a heavy
Heavy-
Scottish accent. You know.
Yes.
So, mutually intelligible, but like not with that disadvantage.
Yeah, I love that.
Um, so like in terms of most common other languages, you might have Jagan, the island of Jaga down here, capital city Shahar. They have their people. They're humans, but they don't have common as their common language.
Ooh.
Some of them learn common. Common is actually the language of Ihara, the language spoken on this continent.
Yes.
So only like educated people or people involved in trade speak it. So, but if your character has been like, I want to be a sailor, that would be a language you would pick up because like this is
You'd
a common
sail
trade.
to Jahara. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this would be like a common trade.
Or-
secret.
or-
So
Jaga.
Jaga.
So Jagan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll
would
pick
be
that.
cool. That because that's
Yeah.
natural language, and I don't know if you'll go there in like this initial campaign, but like if we keep playing after you open the Vault of Midas, then that's a natural place to go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm very happy with this.
Nice.
I think the rest of this I just have to, figure out on my own and just like, spells.
And if after this call, if you want me to just personally help you with wizard spells, I will be glad to help.
I might need a bit of help because I'm a little bit lost on where to start with wizard stuff because
because you have 6 to pick from.
yeah.
That is the set number at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, we can you can work on that off stream then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look. Willow, how are we coming along? I see you took the Acolyte background. You want to talk about that, Deeves?
Sure. It was the only thing available in the drop-down list.
Oh, okay. if you
that's why I
want,
picked it.
I can give you the wiki that's got all of the other backgrounds if you want to look through those.
All right.
Okay. Here in Discord, this is the link to the wiki, which don't tell chat about the wiki because it's not it's not on the up and up. But so you go there and you scroll down a little bit, you'll see common backgrounds, and you can look through those.
Yeah.
But like if you have like any ideas, I'll be happy to like kind of guide you towards some. What do you think your character was doing before he became an adventurer?
So I'm basically thinking he was, a true just kind of militaristic paladin that just
Mhm.
happened to get he failed. He basically failed and got bitten by a vampire, and
Mhm.
he's got to recover from that.
Okay.
So,
Then you might want to look at then the soldier background is an obvious one because that gives you like, you know, gives you athletics and intimidation and like sort of implies that you had a that you were like training to be a soldier of some
yeah.
sort, or honestly, the acolyte makes sense as well because that's like you were spent your life in like a temple. So
Yeah.
you know if you were training to be a paladin in some sort of paladin order, then
Mhm.
your background might not be too different than you know
Yeah, this is
a
proficiencies in religion. I think they're gonna stick with acolyte. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that gives you insight in religion, proficiencies. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's cool. And you're a paladin. You've got your paladin stuff. Lay on hands. Got your lay on hands pool. Divine sense once per day. And does paladin get anything else at level 1? Pull that up.
They get lay on hands.
Yep, we got that. Lay on hands. Divine sense. Yep, that's pretty much it. And it looks like you've got all your gear and stuff. Okay. Looks like you've got a scimitar and dagger. Are you planning on going like a 2-weapon fighting kind of deal? Or I see you have a shield equipped.
Yeah, the dagger's just a backup in case
Okay. Cool.
those get
Very
knocked out of my
nice.
hands.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Not really much else to say, I guess. I'll look over your traits and ideals and bonds and flaws later. Okay, cool. Looks like Willow is done. Random tiefling bard person.
Mhm.
That would be
Uh,
me.
Yeah. So, bloodline of Fiorina. Charm person stuff. Okay, cool. Bardic stuff. Looks like you got the bard stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm
Do
just
bards get
doing level 1
spellcast?
bard stuff.
Yeah.
They do.
They do get spellcast. Right, because they are full casters in this edition. Bards are so badass in 5th edition.
I've never played a bard before, and I'm very excited because I've always wanted to play one. The right opportunity just hasn't come up yet, so
Yeah,
I'm
because the
very,
good thing with
very
bards
excited.
too, I think, Lux, is it's gonna give you a real opportunity, especially since we're starting at level 1. Real opportunity for you just to fuck around and find out what playstyle you want them to be, because they're very open in what kind of playstyle they could be. Like, they lean a bit more towards support, because of inspiration. But like, do you want to be offensive martially? Do you want to be more magic focused? Do you want to be charming? Do you want to be
I'm
all?
I see
Yeah,
a lot of the worlds opening up to me.
yeah. Honestly, especially when you get to the colleges, which, oh boy.
Yeah, I'm very excited that because most campaigns I play in usually start at level 3, and like having all of the colleges to pick from already kind of is overwhelming. But I'm very glad that because we're level 1, we get to do our baby steps towards being our
Yeah.
classes. So I'm very excited to get to level 3 and then eventually get to pick, ooh, what college am I going to belong to? I would also like to mention that because I picked entertainer as my background, I am proficient in 4 musical instruments, and I get 2 of them.
Good.
Oh my god.
Excellent. First of all,
That's
I would like to say
amazing.
thank you to Jordan for subscribing on YouTube.
Yay!
Second of all, just talking about opening how bards being open. Creator in the chat over on YouTube said my bard was our party's main tank later on. That was in the Fever Swamp campaign, the same campaign with the 6 Constitution Wizard I was telling you about. He played Kildrak, the bard, the dwarven bard. He went College of Axes, College of Swords. But
Ooh.
he used an axe.
Oh, okay, but we're
Uh,
getting
Yeah,
into
yeah.
axes.
Yeah, College of axes, not fancy swords. But yeah, and he other than that time he almost got turned into a vampire by the necromancer in like the final battle. He was really like the main frontline fighter of that party.
I am very
Um,
excited to see how my playstyle as a bard evolves because
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah. Bards can do a lot of different things in this edition because you got that D8 hit
my
die, so you're pretty
playstyle is
pretty
like D&D when it
tough
comes to combat because
and
yeah,
you're a full caster.
I am very
so.
excited. And I'm
Yeah.
faster. I'm excited. I have so many tricky things.
Yeah.
Mhm. It does look like your hit points are not correct. Because you should have, bards have a D8 hit die.
Oh
So
yeah.
you should have 10 hit points at first level.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
I will take more hit point.
Because you get the full amount of the hit die is a D8, and so you would have 8 from there, and then you have a plus
And then
2
my
con. Yeah. So you should have 10.
God,
10
it's
hit
so
points.
nice to. Okay, I'm going to mention another game that I have where we randomly rolled our stats during the first session because of the way that the campaign was set up. So we didn't formally make our characters, which I think is a really cool like way to do it. But because of that, I ended up being a shadow sorcerer and I had no con modifier. And we're at like level 6 or 7 now, and I literally still only have like 26 HP. Like, I am painfully squishy at level 6.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
Again, I want to echo back to in one of my games, I'm playing a wizard, and he has a +2 con because I was like, hey, he's a necromancer, he's dealing with dead bodies a lot, and he's done grave robbing, so like he's a bit more constituted. But then I played like a wizard for a one shot for like a heist, who was around level 7, and he had 27 HP versus my necromancer who had like 48. Like it has a difference.
Okay. So the random tiefling bard person. Oh, you do have the entertainer background. Okay, cool. All right. I was just making sure that we'd chosen a background. Okay. Never mind. I'll shut up
You're good.
now.
Please never shut up, KB. I love you.
Oh, thank you.
Why did you stop?
Okay. So I'm just trying to confirm that I think everyone is done. Basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically.
All right. So now I still have to get with Zed sometime over the next couple of weeks to make Zed's character. It is my hope that Zed will not be with us for the first session, unfortunately. But you will be hopefully meeting them in session 2. So session 1, I just want to confirm that session 1 is going to be on June 27th at the same time as this. So June 27th at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
My time?
Yes.
That
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay.
Excellent. All right.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I
I'm
am
very
super excited. And I love all of our characters. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I do. I'm very excited to see I'm just excited to see how everything plays out, and it'll
Yeah,
be very fun. And
Lux, I am like so excited for you to be a bard because that fits your aesthetic way too well, and I'm honestly a little bit scared.
I do, like, that's the thing. Like, I think I think when people, like, when I tell people that I play in D&D, I think they're all shocked to hear that I have never played a bard before,
Yeah.
because in general, I just have bard energy.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
for first time on stream live, caught in 4K, everyone will see me at my magnum opus, my maximum, my peak D&D energy, because
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
be a bard.
Perfect.
So everyone
be
has
the-
that to look forward to.
Yes.
It'll be glorious. All right. Well, I think at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream.
All right then.
Right.
All right. Thank you, everyone who's been hanging out and watching. I think I've had more viewers today than any other time. It's very exciting, and I can't wait to see you all back in 3 weeks for session 1.
Perfect.
Just
Be
repeat
there or
this
be
for chat.
square.
Yep. Just to repeat this. So session 1 will be on June 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the same starting time as this session. And then we will be playing every other week after that. So I can't wait for it. Tune in everyone next time for the Vault of King Midas, session 1.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm
can't
already
wait.
thinking about it.
Perfect.
It'll be glorious.